Welcome back. In this day and age where we are all swimming in information, it's all about finding the easiest and fastest way to be your smartest. My next guests are founders of one of the hottest media companies around, sending a free newsletter with all the news you need in one quick read, increasing its subscriber base to over 3.5 million just since launch in 2012. We're happy to welcome back to the program TheSkimm co-founders Carly Zakin and Danielle Weisberg. Good to see you, ladies. Thank you so much for joining us. You just launched new products. Want to talk about that?
Yeah.
Tell us first the trends you're seeing around millennials right now, that demographic.
Yeah, so I think what we're seeing is that everyone, whether you're millennial or not, are short on time. And what we've seen in how they've responded to TheSkimm is that we're fitting directly in their routines. So whether we're an email or we'll talk about the new products fitting into a new routine of theirs, I think obviously this is an audience that's a huge election, voter block that everyone's trying to reach. And we've seen just tremendous interest in our election coverage and how we've really been featuring the candidates like it's a job interview, which obviously it is.
And it's serious news. I mean, Matt, you just said the Journal guys are reading it.
Well, yeah, they love it. They love it. And today
you
you talked about the migrant problem yesterday where 500 dead, and you talk about Obama and Saudi Arabia. And I think that one of the things that works on TheSkimm really, really well is you're not afraid to go to serious news and yet explain it in an accessible way that people want to read.
I think one of the things that we found with this audience is that you have to be authentic to reach them, and we're part of the demo. This was a company that we launched because we thought was a need that our friends had, so that's why we went after it. And I think that, everyone is trying to reach this audience, but not everyone is doing it in an authentic way. And just because, they're busy women that are waking up and they're on the go doesn't mean that they just want female-focused news. Of course not. They want to hear about what's going on all over the world.
Do you think people stereotype millennials? I mean, we talk about millennials, millennials, and we know what that means.
All the time.
It's all a brushstroke. It's what millennials want.
We didn't know
and of course we know that's not true.
For a long time until we Googled our friends in their 20s, and we were like, oh, everyone's calling us a female millennial. This is when we first started TheSkimm.
And I think when we started, the number one thing that we threw out with our company was that millennials aren't interested in news. We were like, they are. That doesn't make any sense. Everyone wants to be informed. It's just that they're busy, and you need to create a different form of news to fit into their lives.
Just a different delivery mechanism.
Can you answer something, though, for me? If younger people are so well informed, how could they possibly support Bernie Sanders? Because if you dig down into his policies, they don't add up. And I don't know how anybody who's in the workplace
I love this question.
can think that his policies
I love that question because I think what we love about what we do is that our coverage is nonpartisan. Our audience crosses political lines. They're across the country. On any given day, we have some of our audience who is saying, oh my gosh, you guys are too left-leaning. The next day, they're, oh my gosh, you're too right-leaning. The best thing that we've been doing is actually with our election coverage. We're so proud of it. We launched Skim the Vote, which is we're really looking at this as a job interview. We've interviewed 12 of the candidates, 4 of the top 5 frontrunners, where we really sat down with them and interviewed them and asked the first round questions you would get in any job interview, clarifying your stances, asking who we call for a reference, what's your biggest strength, greatest weakness. And the best thing that's come out of it is that some people who had supported someone like Sanders, for example, in the beginning said, actually, your interview made me change your mind. Some people who said, I never had heard of John Kasich before until I read it in TheSkimm, was like, oh, I might vote for him.
Who haven't you interviewed then?
We haven't interviewed Donald Trump.
Well, he needs to get on board.
We agree.
We agree. We would like to interview him.
So you've yet to interview Donald Trump, but you're calling and you're reaching out.
We have reached out, yeah.
Multiple times.
You're expanding beyond just the daily newsletter. You've got a new app now that you just launched. Tell us about it.
So TheSkimm is a company that makes it easier to be smarter. That's what we're all about. We really started with the newsletter. That's the anchor to our company. It's the free product. We have well over 3.5 million active subscribers, which is really unprecedented. And that product really breaks down what happened yesterday, what happened this morning. But we saw a need in the market for this busy audience to know what they need to plan around, what's going on in the future.
What's ahead.
Exactly, and that's what Skim Ahead does.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
So we actually think about what are all of the events that are in the news or kind of in the cultural zeitgeist. So whether it's your favorite show is coming back on Netflix, to State of the Union or a presidential debate is back on, you want to know that those things are coming. So, excuse me. So we actually are integrating them directly into your calendar, which is really exciting.
Nice. Wow, that is good. I like that.
And Silicon Valley come back on Sunday, by the way.
So in your calendar, Silicon Valley hits a little too close to home sometimes, but it's fun.
And Matt Damon's back as Jason Bourne. Put that in there. Carly, Danielle, great to see you both.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you so
we'll be watching
much.
the new app.
Thank
Good to see you both.
Thank
TheSkimm, check it out. We'll be right back.